Brooklyn ain't sleeping, not after Trock's funeral, not after the bodies that hit the dirt. And in season 2, forget about it, it only gets bloodier. Nick, he's losing sleep, losing trust, maybe losing his mind. Goku, he's clenching the reins, dragging the family deeper into the shadows. And Bambi Palermo, she's walking the tightrope between Fed and family, with the devil in silk waiting to pull her strings. Christians in town making moves, making threats, and making sure nobody gets out clean, not even her. Meanwhile, the allies are restless, the enemies are bold, and the feds, even they can't tell who's wearing the white hat no more. This ain't just Brooklyn anymore. This is a goddamn bloodline war, and everybody's got something to lose. Coming soon to the Pizzaverse, to YouTube, to anybody dumb enough to watch. Brooklyn Bloodlines, you either ride with us, or you get buried by us. Capiche? Bambi's Twisted Tales, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Ink-Blotted Gospel. The fog never lifted from Los Angeles in 1947. It hung over the city like a wet shroud, smothering the neon, dulling the sound of jazz bleeding from back alley clubs, choking the light out of ToonTown. For weeks, laughter had sounded wrong there, hollow, strangled, out of tune. The joy had been drained, as if someone reached into the marrow of comedy itself and squeezed. And then the headline hit, Roger Rabbit wanted for murder. It didn't matter that Roger swore innocence, didn't matter that the truth was twisted. The city already believed it. Papers don't print confessions, they print convictions, especially when the syndicate pays the bill. At the center of it all stood Judge Doom. He wasn't a man, not really. Men sweat, men falter, men age. Doom was something else, something colder, calculated, born of ink and bile and hatred sharpened into law. They said he loved progress, freeways through neighborhoods, bulldozers carving silence where joy used to echo. But progress in his hands wasn't construction. It was erasure. Roger was an easy target. He was noisy, clumsy, too pure-hearted for a world run by men who sold silence by the acre. And Jessica Rabbit, tall and tragic, her beauty painted in red silk, made him even more dangerous. Their love was a scandal in the eyes of those who hated laughter, because it was proof a cartoon could be more human than the humans signing contracts in smoke-filled boardrooms. The frame job began with a single cursed cell. Roger painted in the act of cracking a safe, a smear of lipstick sealing the lie. A prop boy found Marvin Acme's body face down in the dust. Roger's prints burned into the safe's surface. But those prints were no accident. Doom's eraser men knew tricks with gloves and heat, make a toon's innocence look like guilt. Roger didn't just look guilty, he looked doomed. Toons whispered about a black ledger that Doom carried, a book where every erasure was recorded, names, gags, neighborhoods, last words scrawled in ink that never faded. And the eraser men, pale shadows drawn on 12 frames a second, carted that ledger through ToonTown's basements, where half-dead cartoons lingered, voices humming through the walls like broken prayers. Faces half-drawn, eyes hollow, jokes forever trapped mid-punchline. To witness it was to know what damnation sounded like. Jessica prayed in a chapel of painted flats. Her red dress was gone, replaced with morning black. Candles sputtered like dying spotlights. Her voice cracked as she whispered to no one, "They'll call my kiss a weapon. They'll call my heart a motive." She knew she was next in Doom's theater, cast as the femme fatale, framed as the seductress whose love drove Roger to murder. Her tragedy wasn't just being blamed, it was knowing her devotion would be rewritten as sin. The syndicate met in dark studios, men in sharp suits whispering over whiskey. They didn't care about truth, they cared about Cloverleaf, the freeway scheme. ToonTown was in the way, a noisy, chaotic carnival sitting on land too valuable to spare. Roger's fall would be their key to bulldoze it. Frame the rabbit, one said, and the city begs us to clean it up. But ToonTown wasn't done fighting. Roger, Jessica, and a handful of allies planned a heist, not for money, but for proof. In the vault lay the master stack, every cell, every contract disguised as comedy. They broke in past guards, too distracted by reruns of cartoons they didn't understand. Behind the cursed cell was the real evidence, a negative, a reflection in the dip barrel. And in that reflection, Doom's own face, his own hands arranging the murder scene. The truth had been captured by accident, and truth has a way of waiting for its moment. The next night, Doom staged his grand spectacle. Barrels of dip lined the street, their green sludge bubbling like open graves. Hey, paisanos and wise guys, looking for a place where ass-kicking storytelling meets mob-tastic animation? You're in the right freaking neighborhood. Welcome to Bambi Palermo's Pizzaverse, where every event is served with a hot slice of satire, a dash of danger, and a sprinkle of wise guy charm. Now let me break it down for you. The Pizzaverse is Bambi's twisted little patch of YouTube magic, where mob-style drama, twisted tales, and brooding characters camp out under one roof. We got everything, from tales from the Pizzaverse, like Tale of the Three Bookies, to Brooklyn bloodlines and straight-up surreal shorts like a Pizzaverse elegy. Bambi's tossing out stories about rival factions, neon dreamscapes, personality clashes. Sometimes they roast each other. Sometimes they mourn the death of a frog-filthy nerd. Funeral for the frog, anyone? Here's the deal. This ain't your grandma's pasta night. Each episode is a juicy meatball of drama, humor, and cartoon-fueled mayhem that'll have you looking forward to what's next. Pizzaverse news keeps you updated, but with that extra gangster twist, capiche? You want to laugh at mob-style absurdity. You want to be pulled into twisted fables where gravity's optional and emotions are served a la mode. Bambi's got you covered, from the classic Pizzaverse News Ep. 15, The Haircut, to the fresh out the oven, the Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Tale of the Three Bookies. Mobsters, backroom deals, dramatic reveals. A Pizzaverse Roast, a slice of revenge. Brutal, hilarious, chaotic. Pizzaverse State of the Union. Big talk, bigger laughs, and maybe a coup or two. And that's just the appetizer, folks. Just wait till dessert. So what do you say? Ready to ride with us through this bizarre, cheesy, yet always badass universe Bambi's cooked up? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, tell us who you want to see in the next slice of mayhem. The Pizzaverse is hot, fresh, and needed for your attention. Stay wise, stay spicy, and welcome to the freaking Pizzaverse, where we always win. A gallows rose from camera cranes, Roger beneath the noose. The press filled the lot, pencils scratching the obituary of laughter. Doom stood tall, voice amplified, speaking of justice, progress, a city free from toon corruption. His words dripped like acid, eating through every last doubt. But then the projector roared to life. On the screen, in shadows 10 feet tall, Doom's reflection appeared again and again, arranging Acme's corpse, planting Roger's glove. The crowd gasped as the reel played on a loop. The lie had been exposed. Doom screamed, not in anger, but in something more primal, a sound that belonged in nightmares. His face peeled back like old film stock catching fire. Skin crumpled, eyes bulged into bulging red discs, teeth sharpened into black spikes. He was no man. He was a toon who despised toons, a creation born twisted, wielding solvents like holy water. He cracked the dip valves, sending green rivers surging across the stage. Toons in the crowd shrieked, scrambling from the flood that could unmake them. Roger grabbed a seltzer bottle, spraying streams to divert the dip. His gag turned into salvation. Jessica screamed his name, her voice breaking like glass, as the toons of ToonTown swarmed Doom's eraser men, tearing them apart with the strength of desperation. The projector's light burned through the chemical, trapping Doom in his own trap. He froze between frames, neither toon nor man, just a contract burned alive by truth. His final words hissed as his body melted into a sheet of green glass. Progress will pave you all. The silence afterward was unbearable. ToonTown stood, but barely. The ledger hit the public record. The freeway plans were shelved, for now. For one more night, jazz echoed through the alleys, gags lit the streets, and the city remembered joy. Roger and Jessica walked away, not into a fairy tale, but into survival. Their love was no longer a scandal, it was defiance. The truth was clear. Roger Rabbit had been framed by Doom, by the Syndicate, and by every silent face who let it happen. The city had nearly signed away its laughter in exchange for convenience. The moral: if they can frame a rabbit, they can frame anyone. Laughter is fragile. Noise is holy. Protect it or watch it buried under concrete and silence. And this is where the reel burns out, the projector clicking into darkness. But the story doesn't end. It echoes. If this tale shook you, don't keep it to yourself. Spread it. Subscribe to Bambi Palermo's Pizzaverse on YouTube. Share it with someone who still believes cartoons can save the world. Hit the bell. Leave your mark in the comments. Because in the Pizzaverse, laughter ain't just entertainment, it's survival. And we don't let the Judge Dooms of the world win. Thanks for watching.